And I know you're referring to like state of Hawaii banning oxybenzone, actinoxate, two UV filters for fear of reef safety, right? Why don't we touch upon that first?
Right.
And
And I think
go ahead.
I think that's a classic example of really taking bench research, work done at the lab, work that's done in an artificial environment, and extrapolating that to real life without really connecting the dots in a scientific manner. And so, for example, what they found that the concentration of these ingredients that would result in damage to reef cells, so to speak, was on a magnitude higher than is actually found in the real world. That the parts per million were a log higher used to actually cause damage than is actually found in highly vacationed areas. So it's a reach, and I think to maybe take a parallel story with microbeads, where microbeads were banned. These are were used in a lot of other kind of products based on mathematical modeling, not even actually identifying this being a problem in the water source. The theory was that these get through filtration, they end up in the water source, and they're going to result in that very classic scene from that movie I Am Legend, where the whole planet is either dead or zombies. And there wasn't actually data to suggest that. It was all based on mathematical modeling. Now, getting back to the reef story, this is based on not real world, but rather a in vitro bench environment showing that, at a certain concentration, you would cause damage. And the truth is, an ingredient's not toxic, a concentration is. Toxicity is all based on concentration. And so that's where I think there is a miscommunication of sorts in terms of how that could be translated to the real world. But yet, to your point, actions were taken to limit access to two tried and true UV filters in an environment where it's so hard to even get a new one into the marketplace, or even have the FDA really commit to saying that one is really safe, that really falls under the generally regarded as safe and effective category.
So I think for people who don't really know about the reef issues, I'm going to step back, just give some background education.
Sure.
So, obviously people find that there's throughout the world, there's a bleaching and death of coral reef, right? And even though it constitutes a very small percentage of the ocean floor, but it supports tons of marine life, tourist industry, lots of people living off that. And also coral is beautiful. And once you see those organisms dying overnight, and it's just very, just kind of a very sad event. And I think a lot of people want to do something. And I think the idea, what you're talking about, Adam, is, they put it in this, like exactly in the laboratory setting, they put in the levels about 3 orders of magnitude, 10,000 times greater than what you find in the ocean life, right? And then the reality is that people think that it is the global warming event that's basically killing the coral reef. And that the unfortunately reality, you can't stop global warming, but you can basically pass legislation in stopping this. So the question is,